G'day guys, it's Colin here, and I'd like just to say hello to Stephen, Adrian, and Gary, and the grandchildren, and Shelley if she's there. And yeah, it's a sad thing. So I just thought I'd just say a few words about my experience with Marina. So yeah, well, I met Marina in around about 1995, 96 at Eagleby or Beenleigh, I think it was. And Marie met her first actually at a ladies group. Anyway, I met her and she seemed like she was a very wiry lady, and I think she was going through a bit of a difficult time when she was married um, to Sam, and she was going through a difficult time. But anyway, I only briefly spoke to her on different occasions, and yeah, it was a very sprightly lady. And yeah, so we got to know each other, and I didn't have a car at the time, and your mother had the red Celica, and she used to drive us to meetings and church and all that sort of stuff, and come home for coffees and kick around what we heard at church and all that sort of thing, and meetings. Um, yeah, so yeah, we had some good times. She was the only lady that when you played um, games, and especially what was the name of that game, Marie?
Yahtzee.
Oh, Yahtzee. Yeah, yeah, that game. She's the only lady I know when you play Yahtzee. She brings a shotgun with her. She said, "I always win." And I said, "Okay, I don't know." Oh, Stephen, Stephen, you say, "No, I don't want to play." Yeah, we had some. She used to love the old game Yahtzee, and when she wasn't winning, oh boy, like a scorned cat. But yeah, we played all sorts of games, and we went out. We went to a lot of meetings, and we used to go down to Gold Coast. There was meetings down there, and yeah, generally we had a pretty good time. And when we were working, and we were working with people that had problems, and there was about 39 of them. Anyway, we were working there, and we used to drop home, drop off at your mother's place after work in the weekend and that, and just come and have coffees and stuff like that. And I was always joking with her, and yeah, your mother was a very hard person to get laugh. And anyway, one day there, I was just we turned up, and your mother was a bit sour, and yeah, because she moved into Beenleigh in a little unit by herself, and yeah, it was pretty small. Anyway, I was sitting there one day, and I was leaning on I put my coat over her big fan that she had there, and I said to Marina, I said, "Oh," I said, "Do you want to meet a good fan of mine?" She goes, "What?" I said, "Do you want to meet a good fan of mine?" And I pointed to the fan I was leaning on. Wow, she cracked it. And it was very rare to see your mother really, have a good belly laugh. Yeah, but yeah, we had a good times, and we had bad times too. But that's life. And being a Christian too, it's a interesting, to say the least. I've been a Christian since I was 11 years old, so I knew the Bible practically back to front and inside, that sort of thing. And your mother used to ask me questions about this and about that, and I'd explain it to her the best way I could, make her understand. Yeah, but yeah, it was a slow progress, but it's like with everything else. You know, when you're learning, it's slow and it's you know, um, but you get used to it, and I'm talking from experience here. So anyway, we trudged on, and she moved, we moved, then she moved, and we moved. But we kept in contact all the time, and you know, she was very lonely, and you know, she used to do her own thing too. She used to go to different women's meetings and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, she met this other guy. His name was Ron, and he sounded like a really good fella. And she brought him to the Lord, and they started talking together. They were meeting on this bus used to come around and show videos and books and stuff like that. She met him there, and she was getting on really well with him. And yeah, I started to see her getting happy again, and you know, and I was helping her, and you know, with the Bible and different, you know, just different things that can happen in life and how to. Well, you know, the Bible is sort of like it's very, you know, uh, it speaks for itself really because yeah, it's not an, you know, anyone says being a Christian is an easy life. It isn't. But you know, you never stop learning. But other than that, yeah, we had great times, and we went here, we went there, and you know, we practically lived in one another's pockets. She lived with us, and yeah, we had some interesting times. And yeah, it was yeah, it was good. But you know, but after Sam died, she kind of went backwards a little bit for a little while, and it was getting harder and harder to communicate with your mother because you know the deafness. And in the end, I was shouting. She goes, "What are you shouting at me for?" And I said, "Well, you're deaf." Yeah, but you know, I always tried to cheer her up and make jokes, and well, there's one thing God gave me. He gave me a good sense of humour. That's one good thing. But yeah, no, you know, your mother's. You know, she explained, you know, the years that when she was young, she had a really hard life, and you know, not that I wanted to, you know, butt in on a previous life, but you know, she explained what it was like when I was a kid, and I mean, I was born in the same country as she was, and and yeah, England took a heck of a beating after the Second World War. Yeah, and yeah, she told us about the times when she lived there, and you know, that she was married there too, and left the kids, and yeah, your mother didn't she didn't have an easy life, but no, you know, but life can make you hard, and you know, and you don't. It's a thing that you got to keep coming through. It's life. They just throws things at you. But you know, being a Christian, that you find a way to get around it, and you know you confront it, and you know you pray about it. And I know you guys are not Christians and all that sort of stuff, but I believe in God, and when I pray, I believe I'm not talking to the ceiling or the walls. I believe there's a God that made this world, and I believe that He exists. And so I talk to God all the time, and I taught your mother how to, to pray and how to approach God, and it's not all this religious stuff. God hates religion, but no, just I taught her, how to talk to God and just say, just speak out what's on your heart. He's there to hear you, and he's there to help you, and he did. He helped your mother a lot, and yeah, she come to know that she has something else to lean on apart from human beings, or me, or Marie, because God's real, and I, just sort of just showed her the ropes of being a Christian, and because your mother was new at it. And so we spent a lot of time. Most times we were playing games, board games, and but I could see that through the years that your mother was getting older and older, and I could understand that she because of her hearing and that, and the many-ers and the noises in her area, would probably drive her crackers. She should drive her crazy. I can understand that. And, her hearing just got worse, and in the end was writing down everything to her. So it just got harder. And of course, we kind of lost contact there for a little while, and but Marie always kept in contact with her and with your mother, and by teletext and on the on the internet where you could put your caps and talk that way and all that. And we talked like that for years, but I could see that she was deteriorating, and we all grow old, unfortunately. The Bible says that, we're born, we're like a flower, and we grow up, and and then we start to wilt, and the wind's blowing on us all the time, and then we wilt, and we grow old, and then we die. Unfortunately, that's our lot. That's part of being a human being, and I lost my parents just about 4 years ago now, and I just thank God I had a chance to talk to them, because there was, in my life with them, was a big gap. I used to talk to Marina about it, because your mum got involved with the Mormons there at one time, and of course my parents are devout Mormons, and but anyway, she used to tell me the things that happened. I'd say and I'd explain to her, and I'd go through great details of the Book of Mormon and what they believe in and their doctrine and all that sort of thing, and so we used to spend a lot of time talking and explaining, and boy, I taught your mother a heck of a lot, and and she went through, I sat there for probably 4 or 5 years, and all I did was just read, write, read, write, read, write, read, write. And I said to her one day, I said, Marina, I said, how'd you do me a favour? And she goes, why? I said, all those papers I write. She goes, yeah. I said, you wouldn't want to type all them up for me, would you? She goes, what? I go, yeah, would you? I said, well, I'll give you something to do. So she said, okay. I mean, spent months and months and months just, typing up everything I wrote out, and I wanted to go through it because, I'm not a great speller either. And she went through with it, and, and made sure all the, dots and T's and the I's were dotted and the T's crossed, and, just help. It was a great help, and it gave her something to do, and she was learning at the same time. So it was a good thing. So Marie and your mother, they got on like a house on fire. They were really good buddies, and it was good for them because Marina needed something like that, and so did Marie. That's why they call them the M&Ms. And they got on like a house on fire. And I'd walk in the room and he goes, "Oh, look out, here comes the preacher." She used to say, "Here comes the preacher." Um, but that's just me because I've had it all my life. Yeah, and yeah, so I kind of filled in the gaps, and we got on. There was times there, we had bust ups, and she would say to me, "Oh, you think you know it all, don't you?" I said, "No, I don't know it all." I said, "But I'm trying to explain to you, And then we used to really get into it, and we get out our swords and out our sticks and stuff, and we get right into it. But but at the end of the day, she knew that I knew what I was talking about, and she had this concede that I was right, and your mother didn't like that all that much, but that's what it is. I don't try to change anything. I'm blunt, and I say what I mean, and I mean what I say, and your mother knew that. I was pretty stern in that way. But other than that, we just went along, and like I said, your mother was deteriorating, and then it was more than your mother and Marie. It was more them two than me. Um, um, I think she was looking for the comfort of Marie and not so much me. Um, yeah. So
She loved your cuddle stuff.
yeah, she used to say, "Put your big arms around me," and I give me a big squeeze, and I go, "Yeah, no worries." I loved her like a mother, and I comforted her, and when she was going through hard times, I sat there and listened to her, and get my ears bashed, and I think you tape up my ears when you're finished. But no, it's life, It's life. Um, it's complicated at times. Things that get thrown at you, and you don't always know what to do with it. But it's good to have two or three together talking about it, and mull it over and kick it around the house a bit, and say, "Well, this is this is that," and and your mother used to say, "Well, if nothing changes, I'll say the same then, won't it?" And I go, "Yep, well, that's what you think." But your mother used to come up with some pretty, some really bad. She'd burp and she'd say, "I was brought up. What about you?" um, you know, you know, or she'd burp and say, "Oh, excuse me," in the presence of others, and I go, "In the presence of others, what?" And she's out, "Oh, pigs." But it was just joking. But poor old Steve, when we were playing Yahtzee or stuff like that, he wanted to be somewhere else. And when he did play, um, Steve and his mother, like this World War III just overcame. Yeah, your mother was an avid player. She used to love those games. But yeah, but a lot of years go by, and it's just like and now what's happened, and um, it's she you, she had a reasonably good life, I believe, and we all got kicked from pillar to post at times, but that's life. Everybody goes through it, and now a time has come, and so I was very sad, but she's gone to a better place. I taught her everything about, I mean, people think you're born, you live, you die, and that's the end of you. No, it's not the end, it's the start. Um, yeah, I could go into great details over that, but I won't. But um, you know, as I explained to Marina, that believe it or not, we were before we came to the earth. We were spirit before we came to the earth. So and so she's gone to a good place. She's gone home, as far as I'm concerned, and that's heaven for her. And there's no deafness, there's no sickness, no crying, there's no upsetting. She's with God now, and I'm happy about that. And so anyway, I just want to let you guys know, and I'm thankful that you allow me to speak. She spoke a lot about you guys, and with your dad, and just different. He never really, never spoke a lot about your dad, or just said a little bit what he was like and that. And I met him a few times, and he seemed like a really good bloke. And because I don't judge anything. I just meet them and talk to them, and whatever the conversation is, I can go anywhere in any direction with a conversation without dragging the Bible into it and all that sort of stuff. But so it's she's gone now, and she's gone to a better place, and I just want to let you guys know that it's important. I think it's important for you guys to know she's gone to a better place, and that's what it is for Christians, and it's an expectancy. You just don't get born, live, and die, and that's the end of you. That's the beginning. When you die, it's the beginning to another dimension or another place. That's what the Bible teaches. So I'm hoping one day when I die, and I'm 70 now, and I don't know how many years I've got left, but so I'll probably meet her again, and so anyway, guys, I want to really thank you for allowing me to speak, and I cherish the times I had with your mum. We had hard times, we had good times, and we kicked a few things around, and but we've come through it, and we're better for it, and so anyway, thank you, and God bless you all, and God bless you, Stephen and Adrian and Gary and the grandchildren, the great grandchildren, and Shelley if she's there, and life's getting, life out there in the world now is getting tough, and and we've all got to make decisions, and anyway, that's over to you guys, and I'm a Christian, yes, I know, but that's neither here or there. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm just here to say, well, God bless you all, and and just know that your mother's in comfort now, and she's not, she's in comfort and peace, and and it's a good place where she's gone to, and you guys don't have to worry about it, you know, and just, you know, as it says, we just got to move on. And anyway, God bless you guys, and thanks for hearing me. And yeah, I'm sorry. I would have loved to have come to the funeral, but as it is, finances and the way everything's going up and up and up and up, and I'm just so glad they haven't moved our rent up. But food and gas and electricity, you know what it's like. And when you're on a pension, you don't, they don't give you much room to move with it. But I would have loved to have been up there. I really would, just to be there with you guys and see her off. But anyway, God bless you, and anyway, good night, and we'll catch up with you sometime or another. Anytime that you guys want to talk, or in my own right, I am a pastor. In my own right, I don't have the certificates and everything, but I am a pastor in my own right. So anytime you want to have a talk, or it doesn't matter what it is, or troubles, or I'm here if you want to talk. Okay, so God bless you all. Goodbye.